And then the weird android-like Cameron. The strange, smooth-faced Cameron. Looks like a Botoxed dachshund or a sandblasted goblin. He doesn't seem to age. Is there a portrait of him in a gallery getting older somewhere? He's odd, very odd. He's got a face like a magic pebble. If you rubbed it, glitter would come out of his ears. But he has an eerie sort of pantomime villain feel about him. Every time I see him near a hospital, I expect to hear this music. Get rid of these A&E departments, we need some luxury flats. It's well known that blood congeals in the presence of luxury. And what about a spare room tax? That's a bit harsh, isn't it? Taxing something you don't use that often, like big spoons, or your initiative, you know. Oh, Mr. Cameron, sir, I need that spare room for when my sister comes to stay. Well, why doesn't she get a room at the Dorchester, like a normal person? So we have that. Then we have this odd obsession in Britain, don't we, with celebrity. And now you're thinking, you're a celebrity, Bill. Don't cast me in that vein, Wychwood, because if you say I'm a celebrity, then it's like a mark of Cain, isn't it? It's like a term of abuse. You put me in the Dante's Seventh Circle of Hell with Fern Cotton and Jimmy Savile and Stuart Hall and all those hellish things like that, and brains off Strictly who are crying on comic relief because they didn't know that Africa was a poor country. They just thought it was hot and far away like Mercury or the Crab Nebula. Oh, I'm getting worked up already. And thing is, right, you know what, there's a modern kind of celebrity, and that's the sort of celebrity I mean is, you know, the only way is Essex. That's the kind of, that's what we mean by celebrity, and they're not the brightest, are they? I actually heard one of them interviewed the other day, and he was going past the Houses of Parliament, and he said, is that where the King lives? Is that where the King lives? And the interviewer said, no, that's the Houses of Parliament, and anyway, we have a Queen. And he went, well, I don't know anything about history. No. And you're struggling with the present as well, you muppet. It seems harsh to pick on them, doesn't it? Because, well, no, it isn't. No, let's pick on them. Why not? They are an exemplar. He is an avatar for the thinking intolerant, right? Now, I'll give you another example. Chantel Houghton. Now, Chantel, she was a Paris Hilton lookalike and think-alike, as it turned out. A parasite, if you will. And she went into the celebrity Big Brother house as a non-celebrity, ironically, and because she was nicer than the rancid bunch of leaky vessels of DNA which constitute modern celebrity, she then won and became a bona fide celebrity. And now she's a celebrity and everything she says is reported in the press. And that's the thing, that's why I don't like the ubiquity of this celebrity, because what she has to say isn't that pearls of wisdom, is it? In fact, we get secondary idiot off these people, don't we? We get a little bit of passive stupid off them. They encretinate us with their moronic blatherings. And what she said was this, and I swear to Dawkins that this is true, right? Thank you very much. What she said was, she said, I thought the sun and the moon were the same thing, right? Because I'm always calling things by a different name at night. I don't know about you. By day, I call this my knee. But by night, I call it the elbow of my leg. Fence posts by day, the pillars of Hercules by night. And then she said, turns out they're not. Turns out? That is not a legitimate use of the phrase turns out. It's not one of a series of possible outcomes. I'll give you a legitimate use. Sausages, Wychwood. When I was a kid, I was told you had to prick sausages before you grilled them. No, turns out you're not supposed to prick them. For years I was pricking them like some idiot, spearing them away like some deluded Neptune. I call them the wasted years. Turns out you're not supposed to prick them. That is a legitimate, not about cosmic certainties in the sky, which for 6 months of the year are visible at the same time. Did she think that a man had walked on the sun? But at night, when it was a bit cooler... All right, go on, let's have a sing-song, Wychwood. Yeah, why not? You know what? See, you know what I like those kind of whiny bedsit songs. You know the ones that go. When I'm not with you, I just think of nice things like skipping and bubbles, and the nice things remind me of you, like butterflies and puppy's eyes and country lanes and skipping and helping and buttered toast and those little cakes with cream in and chocolate. They're so tasty, but right now I can't remember their name. And Gandhi and puppy's eyes and walking in the spring and profiterole rolls. Yes, that's what they're called, but not like war or scabies or Pol Pot or sarcasm or Murdoch or wasps or cannibal zombie apocalypse. These things don't remind me of you. So, here's the thing, right? Chantal then said something interesting, and that really annoyed me, right? Because I pegged her as not being that bright. I pegged her as being one of those people that has to draw an E on their elbow so they know where their arse is, right? But she gave me a thing, and I'm sure you all have it, called cognitive dissonance. Now, cognitive dissonance is a tricky thing to explain. I'll try and explain it. Dissonance is a musical term meaning disharmony or anything by Sting. Now, the insufferable tantric lute botherer, right? Now, as I call him, that's boring. Tantric. I mean, you have sex for 4 hours and don't move. What, you play Monopoly or something, you know? When you got a hotel on Whitechapel, it's over, you know? And anyway, this is what she said, right? She said something intriguing, and that gave me the dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when you have two opinions that clash. I'll give you an example. Anyone that smokes cigarettes? Any cigarette smokers in? Yeah. That's good. Well, these are the things that you'll be thinking, right? Two opposing opinions that give you a buzzing in the head, a dissonance. I like smoking. Smoking's bad for you. Those are the two things, you know? Oh. Yum, 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 yum. I'm going to die. Those are the two things. I know about smoking. We had a friend of ours who was a great smoker, Jane, mental she was, Crazy Jane we called her, and she smoked. She was brilliant. You'd love her, mate. And she smoked all the time. We went whitewater rafting. She was smoking, right? I don't know if you've ever been whitewater rafting, but every 4 seconds a wave comes over the boat. Whoosh, oh, it's gone out. Whoosh, oh, it's gone out. Brilliant. And then she'd light it and stub it out in a plastic inflatable boat. Mental she was. So there we go. And this is what Chantal did, because she said something interesting. And I'll tell you what it was, right? She said, why is there no word for the top of your foot? It's a puzzle, isn't it? I've just managed to struggle on to this age by calling it the top of my foot. But apparently, there is some kind of name for it. Is any medical personnel in Wychwood? What would you say it's called? The anti-soul. Is that some kind of Simon Cowell-esque device? The anti-soul. I like it. So that's the top there, and this is the anti-soul. Is that what you call a door? Is it the anti-wall? Yeah. I like that. That's hyphenated. Can't accept that. Any other word? Dawson! Yes! I like that. This is the only country in the world where at an open-air music festival you get heckled in Latin. I love it! Dawson, you say? All right, well, that is actually correct. Medical personnel have told me the top of your foot is also called the dorsum, but also the back of your hand is also called the dorsum, which, of course, the Chantal knows it like the top of the foot. And Who would have thought that she would come up with something intriguing? You know, I can't imagine a scenario where she asked the question, why is there no word for the top of your foot? I can only surmise she was at a job interview, and at the end of it they said, anything you'd like to ask us? Yeah, there is something that's been bothering me, yeah. I read it in the Moon. And I tell you who else gives me cognitive dissonance, and that, of course, is David Cameron, who I disagree with on a molecular level, but I do share his same taste in TV. I kind of like his TV taste. He says he likes The Killing, you know, by the Danish crime drama. And I like The Killing. So does that mean I'm a little bit like him? I'm a little bit like the magic pebble-faced loon? If I went on Amazon and bought the box set of The Killing, would it say, if you like The Killing, you'd like cutting the benefit of disabled single mothers? Well, actually, I do. I'm very distrustful of all of that sort of cheap sloganeering they come out with. You know, he'll say things like, we're for hard-working families. Well, what exactly do you mean by that, Cameron? Does that mean the baby's working as well? The baby's gaffer taped to 2 toilet brushes, you've got a rusk on a fishing line at the top of a chimney, and the baby's going up and down like a Dickensian pipe cleaner? Is that what you mean? Is the teenage daughter every week exercising a new form of research where she changes all her blood for vodka and chucks an Ugg boot at a security guard from 25 yards while updating her Facebook protest to something? Anyway, I'm sorry, the cider kicked in there briefly. You know what, though? When I was a kid, I had a badge on that said Atomkraft 9 Danker, and I thought it was cool, you know. I thought it was all German and grown up until I realised what it actually meant and was nuclear power, no thanks, which is a bit weedy, isn't it, really? It's like, nuclear power, no thanks, that'll tell them. It's like getting black pepper in a restaurant. Nuclear power, oh, no thanks. A minute on the lips, a lifetime of degenerative disease. And the anti-drug slogan, that doesn't work either. Just say no. Because it works if somebody offers you drugs. Do you want some drugs? No. No, I don't. But if the question is nuanced in any way, well, then it falls apart, doesn't it? Do you mind if I blow this hallucinogenic powder up your nose? No. Crack or heroin, any preference? No. And I have to say, I do love The Killing. I love it because the Danish language is so mysterious and opaque and intriguing. And there seems to be the odd English word which glints through the fog of Danish, doesn't it? You'll be hearing an actor talking, this is Paulson, come on, the Paulson, the wheelbarrow. What? You see the subtitles, and you'll be in the police station, and they'll be talking, and the subtitles will say, thanks for the coffee, see you tomorrow. And the actor went, tack for coffee, see you tomorrow. And when they find the body, they go, what happened with the body? Some come, what's about them, stabby, bleedy die. Oh. How long the body been? About 3 days. Who found the body? A man, a working dog. A working dog up and down. It was forensic. It come for 3 days. Oh, tack for a coffee. What she look like? I don't know. She got a blonde hair. She look a bit all the loose women. Oh, which one? The one that wants to marry to Chris Evans. Oh, Carl McGiffin? No, the other one. Billy Piper? I don't know. Oh, tack for a coffee. I see you tomorrow. And you know what? I actually found some footage of a 1950s production of Hamlet in Danish, all right? And check it out. The mumbling is still there. Check this out. I don't think you can see that. We can't see that at all. What's happening on the screen, right? It's me dressed as a bloke with a hat on. Well, me as a bloke, really. And Me as a bloke with a hat on. My mind is unravelling so fast. I am a bloke, but me with a hat on would just be me. It wouldn't be a bloke with a hat on, but I am a bloke. Get on with it, Bill. I'm heckling now. I'm heckling myself. I'm rambling, not dressed for it. So... all right, then. Okay, it's poking time. It's poking time. I don't know if I can actually... Right, put your hand forward. I'm going to poke you on the hand. Poking, there you go. You can say you were poked by Bill Bailey last night, and they'll say, well, on Facebook, and you go, no, he actually poked me with a stick. I know what you're thinking now. Gandalf and B&Q, and... what, you come to an upgrade, have you? 15 mil? That's a bit light there, Gandalf. For serious wizardry, you want 25 mil, I reckon. It's a false economy. We had Thor in last week. He bought a cheap Taiwanese mallet. I said, you'll be back. See, the thing is, right, I think the world leaders have this tyranny to join the social media. Like Obama. Obama is on Facebook and Twitter. The Pope is on Twitter. The Dalai Lama is on Twitter. What's the Dalai Lama doing on Twitter? He's got better things to do. And it's a tombola of doggerel and profundity. And the Dalai Lama will try and say profound things on Twitter, but it's not the right sort of format for it. He'll say something like, the true path to wisdom is compassion. And the next tweet will be, I might have a Jaffa cake in a minute. Twitter is mental. NCP car parks are on Twitter. People are following a car park. There's a bloke on Twitter pretending to be Big Ben, and every hour he writes bomb. That's mental. And this is affecting our language. The short attention span, 140 characters world that we inhabit is changing the way we speak. I actually heard a young person the other day, for it was he, who actually vocalised the acronym LOL, laughing out loud, instead of actually laughing. That's some step into the Orwellian abyss, isn't it? To choose not to laugh, to release endorphins, connect to the cosmic consciousness? No, just lol, like that. Let's try it. After 3, right, I want you to say lol with as little expression as you can muster. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's the future of comedy. It is. I see huge arenas, people watching comedians just standing there going, lol, Peter Michelle. An end to lol. That's what I'd say. A pox on lol, Wychwood. A pox on lol, I say. If anyone lols you, I'm going to try and show this on the screen, right? I don't know if you can see it. Well, I'll say it anyway. I'll describe what's happening. Instead of lol, right, if somebody lols you in a text or Facebook or something, immediately text them back this, right? Nelly. Nelly. You know what that is? Not even laughing inwardly. Alright? This is an internet campaign called ANTI, or acronyms, no thank you. This one I don't like. Limao. Limao. It sounds like a French ambassador introducing the Chinese murderer. Et maintenant, Limao. And it's physically impossible, isn't it? Laughing my arse off. Oh, ha 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 ha, OMG. No. Let's reclaim it for the bird-watching community. Let's marvel at owls. This one, self-explanatory. Hello, hello, QIC. This one is a Chantel specific. Turns out they're not. This one is a horrible one. Dillygas. Does it look like I give a shit? What a revolting phrase for people too lazy to say I can't be bothered. That's the Zen level of laziness, isn't it? Dillygas. No. Let's change it. Let's reclaim it as a beautiful Japanese proverb. Duty is learned, loyalty is gained. Aso. Right. See, there's an example. You see, language is evolving, and people say, "Yeah, okay, Bill, you got to try and get used to that." But I don't mind that. Why I don't mind it if it doesn't add anything to language? things that'll help us remember things, I don't mind that at all. Mnemonics, now they're brilliant. Little things, little tricks to remember, help us remember. Mnemonics, a very difficult word to remember. I remember it like this. Many naughty elephants make our nice inside cardboard tying. Thing is, right, there's mnemonics that I've learned as a kid that actually don't make any sense at all. There's this one, which we will all know, by the way, which starts brilliantly and then it fails horribly. And we've just propagated this mnemonic for years. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. You can sense the despair in the writer's voice as it gets to the end. This is the one. 30 days at September, April, June and November. Brilliant. All the rest are 31 except February, which says 28, except in the leap year when it's got 20... No, Christ. What is my life? And there's these little sayings that I was taught as a kid, you know, that again are not fit for purpose. When I was a kid, I was told about the conversation about sexual reproduction, the birds and the bees. Now, the birds bit of it, well, that sort of works, you know, reproduction, fertilisation, an egg, a nest, evidence of nurture, independence, abandonment, and death. Yeah, fine, I can get behind that. But bees, that doesn't work, does it? I'm not going to have the conversation with my son. Yes, do you know what, son? We're all sexless lackeys for a monstrous sugar giant, right? That doesn't work. I'll give you a mnemonic that works really well, okay? This is the one for points on the compass. North, east, south, west. Never eat shredded wheat, right? Works brilliantly. If you're at sea for a little bit longer, you might need a more complicated one. Never eat. Eat, shredded eat, shredded eat, shredded eat, never eat, never. Or you might need this one. Never eat, eat, never eat, eat, shredded eat, shredded eat, shredded eat, shredded wheat, shredded wheat, wheat, shredded wheat, wheat, never wheat, never wheat, never wheat, never. And, yeah, that's how I remember it. Here's another mnemonic, right? Never buy Will I Am. Right, there you go. What an annoying, talentless little tit he is. Oh. He's not in, is he? No. What an insufferable... He's like a human paper cut, you know. It's not just the ego or the pathetic beats, the spectacular lack of ambition in the lyrics, you know. Here he is, this man in vaulted position, you know, and yet he chooses to sing songs that go, you drive me crazy, baby, and me crazy. You should try and make him about something. I mean, I like rap and hip-hop like the next man, you know, absolutely. But it needs to be about something, you know, maybe something, just a law or something. This is the first law of thermodynamics. Get your geek on while I explainerize the mechanics. It's all about energy and where it doth go. It's all about transfer of energy, all about the flow. The total amount of energy in the universe will never change, never waver. It's constant, yeah? It's got an eternal flavour. Not the band, that was it. Nuclear, solar, horse-drawn or synthetic. Energy comes in many forms, potential and kinetic. A bag of sugar is energy in potential, guys. Burn it with a flamethrower and it'll caramelize. So when energy is released, the amount don't change. It's just transferred from one form to another. It's like love that flows between one man and another. You could be that man. Yeah? I'm not censoring it. Yes! All right. So, hands up who doesn't...